Hey guys, welcome to Fangs Out, and I'm doing a very special video to kick off a brand new series. After going through all the major horror franchises, of course, I was running. A lot of people would think, well, Frank is gonna totally run from material. He's doing the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He's already done Halloween. He's already done Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, the dude's even done Puppet Master. He must totally be, unless he starts doing Wishmaster or Dollman or all the Full Moon Collection or who knows what he's gonna do. What's the dude up next? So I thought about going back to what I love, 1980s horror. And my idea, it's a long, big project that I don't know how many months or time it's gonna take. I don't know, but it's a labor of love. I'm gonna rank the top 10 films of every year during the 1980s, and we're starting with 1980. So yes, I'm gonna rank the top 10 films of 1980. 1980 kicking off a new decade. I remember those times. I was alive. I was a kid. But I remember watching all those beautiful VHS tapes up on the wall, tempting me, wanting me to watch them. And since my father started letting me watch horror since I was like 6 or 7 or 8 years old, something like that, thank you, Dad. Because I watched some of the coolest horror movies that year. And, well, what are we talking about? Well, that year released some movies like, I don't know, Alter States, Cannibal Holocaust, The Changeling, The Fog, Inferno, Friday the 13th, Maniac, The Shining. I mean, I could go on and on and on. And 1980 was a great year for horror. So let's go back. Let's think back. And let's talk good old 1980s horror. And we are going to start with number 10. And guess what? Number 10, because I make the list, it's a tie between two awesome movies. What are we talking about? Well, first of all, we are going all the way back to 1980 to remember one awesome movie, with Jamie Lee Curtis. And that awesome movie was Terror Train. And, right after, the awesomeness of Halloween, she was well on her way of becoming, the screen queen. And this Canadian-American slasher, it's awesome. It talks about this little, shy, nerdy kid who he's pranked by a fraternity, doing a very bad prank where, he's lured into having sex with Jamie Lee, but instead gets a corpse. And the poor guy gets traumatized because of the harsh joke. We fast forward 3 years later, and then we find out that someone hasn't forgotten. It's supposed to be sort of a mystery. Spoilers. But I think everybody in the house, I'm not gonna say it, but knows who the killer is. But it's a really cool way that this guy, the killer, this guy or gal, we don't know, it's actually killing people in the train, which we don't get enough train killing nowadays. We used to get a lot with the Orient Express and Agatha Christie and all that stuff. We don't get that stuff anymore. What's up with that? Anyways, coming back to this, the movie has awesome kills, of extremely creepy Groucho Marx, mask, and the killer actually takes on the personality and the disguise of the person who this person kill. And it's pretty cool. Like we don't get to see that. So that the killer is constantly jumping customs all throughout the movie. And I mean, there's just some Still a lot of disco fever in this movie, for being the 1970s. It's just transitioning from the 70s, right? But beautiful kills, really awesome ending, I thought, and even though he has a lot of, I think he never got, the criticism it deserved. I love it. I love it, and I think it deserves number 10. But because there's so many good movies in 1980s, we got to squeeze one more, right? And what movie can possibly match this? Well, remember, for a while it was, don't answer the phone, don't open the door, don't go into the house. It was, one director was that made fun of that, and made a movie named Don't, because everything was a Don't for a while in the late 70s, early 80s. And Don't Answer the Phone, even though it has nothing to do about the phone and nothing to do about that, it's a 1980 a movie about this Vietnam veteran killer, goes completely out of his rocker and starts killing and raping women post-mortem. Okay, yeah, it's that disgusting. Extremely graphic movie. Unbelievable performance by Nicholas Worth. And Nicholas Worth should have gotten a better career than he's in a bunch of movies. He never got a big role as this one. But I really love him as Kirk Smith. He's sadistic. Right off the bat of the first kill, after he kills a woman, chokes her to death, and then laugh, and then, and rips her top off to see her boobs and starts laughing. Hardcore, man. Hardcore. Really cool kills. Forget the weak plot and the stupid cops that can't get him. The dude is calling this lifeline, to talk to this doctor that he kind of wants to stop, but not really. I kind of think that this movie set up other movies. Like, I can see a little bit of other movies that could have been maybe an early foretelling of the Silence of the Lambs. It's just a little tiny influences, maybe. It's little tiny influences that induce other movies. I really like Don't Answer the Phone, even though, like I said, it's mainly because of his acting. I think it's well deserved as number 10. So, if you're looking for two cool slashers and you want to do it 80s style, definitely check out those two films. There's a lot more cool films, guys. You guys are going to love going back to the 80s, hopefully as much as I do. Peace out. See you with number 9.